The river should not be this color. Magikarp floating belly up along the shoreline. Oddish wilting in broad daylight. Trees shedding leaves in spring when they should be thriving. The imbalance has been detected. Scattered across thousands of miles, invisible to the naked eye, a network is waking. It has been watching, recording, waiting, and now it's decided. Something must be corrected. They are everywhere, embedded in the soil, nestled in tree roots, scattered across riverbeds and mountain slopes. Individually, they are nothing. Microscopic fragments of biological matter, easy to overlook, easy to dismiss. But they are not random. These are Zygarde cells, and they are part of a network far larger than any single organism. A distributed system designed not to hunt, not to compete, but to observe. Every cell is a sensor. Every moment they collect data. Temperature, humidity, chemical composition, population densities, migration patterns. They monitor the invisible threads that hold an ecosystem together. And when those threads begin to fray, they transmit. Scattered among the cells are Zygarde cores, rare, central. These are the decision makers. While cells observe, cores process. They integrate information from thousands of sources across vast distances. They detect patterns, identify imbalances, calculate thresholds, and when disruption crosses a critical point, they activate. The system does not act on impulse. It waits, it confirms, but once the data is clear, the response is inevitable. The first manifestation is fast. A shape emerges from the undergrowth, quadrupedal, lean, built like a predator, but moving with calculated precision. This is the system's reconnaissance form, assembled from a fraction of available cells. It moves with purpose, covering ground quickly, investigating the source of imbalance. It does not attack. Not yet. This form is designed for assessment. It examines contaminated water sources, tracks the spread of invasive species, monitors areas where predator-prey dynamics have collapsed. It gathers real-time intelligence that passive cells cannot provide. But it is limited. 10% of the system is enough to investigate. It is not enough to correct. And as the data streams back to the cores, the conclusion becomes clear. Localized intervention will not be sufficient. The disruption is spreading. The transformation is immediate. More cells converge. The form expands. What was compact and canine becomes something far larger. Serpentine, coiled with power. This is no longer a scout. It is an enforcer. The 50% form moves like a river through the landscape. Massive, fluid, commanding. Its presence alone alters behavior in the surrounding environment. Predators retreat. Scavengers disperse. Even the wind seems to still. This is stabilization. The system moves with deliberate force. It does not negotiate. Where invasive species have overtaken native flora, it removes them. Where chemical runoff has poisoned a stream, it redirects flow and isolates contamination. Where human encroachment has fractured migration corridors, it creates pressure that shifts activity elsewhere. It is no longer gathering information. It is enforcing order. But enforcement has limits. The disruption is not localized, it is systemic. Across multiple biomes, the damage is accelerating. Deforestation in one region, ocean acidification in another, atmospheric imbalance spreading across continents. 50% is not enough. The cores calculate. The threshold has been crossed. Full activation is authorized. Every cell responds. From across forests, deserts, oceans, and mountains, they converge. Thousands, tens of thousands, all moving toward a single point of assembly. The process is silent but absolute. No cell hesitates. No core delays. What emerges is massive. The complete form towers over the landscape. A fully integrated entity, assembled from every available unit in the network. Its body radiates energy. Its presence warps the atmosphere around it. This is not a creature in any traditional sense. It is a correction mechanism, and it has reached full operational capacity. It does not waste time. Where forests have been clear-cut, it triggers accelerated regrowth. Where species have been driven to extinction, it restores ecological niches through forced adaptation of survivors. Where pollution has rendered entire regions uninhabitable, it neutralizes toxins at a molecular level and restructures soil composition. And where the source of disruption resists correction, it applies force. Not violence for its own sake, but absolute, unyielding pressure. The kind that shifts tectonic plates. The kind that redirects ocean currents. The kind that makes it clear the imbalance will end, one way or another. The scale is unprecedented. Rivers change course. Weather patterns shift. Entire food webs are recalibrated in days. What would take centuries through natural processes happens in hours. The imbalance that triggered the response is not gently corrected. It is overwritten. And when the work is complete, the form disassembles. The cells disperse. The cores return to dormancy. The landscape is silent once more, but the system remains. Zygarde is not a guardian in the way we typically understand the term. It does not protect out of compassion. It does not intervene out of morality. It exists for one reason: balance. When an ecosystem can regulate itself, the cells remain passive. When minor disruptions occur, localized responses are sufficient. But when the planet's systems begin to fail, when the mechanisms of natural correction are no longer enough, something else takes over. Not out of choice, out of necessity, because nature has a fail-safe, and it has been watching all along.